If you truly want to become a multimillionaire through investing in the stock market, there's only two ways that it can be achieved, and that is through innovation and depression. And if you look at this chart that goes all the way back into the 70s, it shows you everything you need to know. It's better than a Harvard degree in business or from Wharton College, a master's degree. If you understand this chart, you understand the stock market and you can become a multimillionaire. And the beauty of it is what drove this stock is right now an opportunity that is being presented to you again. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, that must be Amazon or Apple or Microsoft or Google. No, they did not change the world like this stock did. No, this stock is McDonald's. What did McDonald's present to me as a young married man with a couple of children? It presented me the 15-cent hamburger. It changed my life. When I was dating earlier, I could go to McDonald's and I could buy a 15-cent hamburger for me and Nita, and then I could buy a 10-cent thing of fries and a 5-cent Coke. And for 30 cents, I could feed myself. And for another 30 cents, I could feed Nita. They changed the world. They totally revolutionized the eating world, the restaurant business. If in 1974, there was the availability of a Roth IRA and you had put $6,000 into McDonald's stock in 1974 and then never touched it again, today that $6,000 would be worth $1.11 million. And all you need to do to duplicate that this year is understand this chart. Because it's going to happen again. Right now, as a result of artificial intelligence, you're going to have the opportunity to invest in another 15-cent hamburger. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that stock, that company that is it's not NVIDIA, because you're never going to buy a GPU chip. Let's face it, you won't. And it's not Supermicro, because you will never buy a $250,000 server. It's not. You've got to find the company that is going to give you the 15-cent hamburger and you say, I want it, I want it. And everybody in the world will want it because McDonald's is everywhere. And if you can find the stock that is going to present you that and then also present you a second chance through depression, that's that dip you see there that's called the pandemic. Between those two things, if you understand what you're looking at here, you can become a millionaire, possibly a billionaire. But you got to know what to look for. And let's start by studying this chart. So what I'm telling you, if you haven't picked up on it yet, is in order for you to make $1 million in the stock market over the next 10, 20, 30 years, you got to find another 15-cent hamburger. But understand the situation that we were in the 1970s. In the early 1970s, I was paying 36 cents for a gallon of gasoline. Within 7 years, the price had doubled and it was up over 66 cents. We were buying our first house in Muncie, Indiana, and the interest rate was 14.6%. Inflation was at 12.3%. Does any of this sound familiar? We were looking for a relief. We were looking for some way to make life affordable. And McDonald's presented the 15-cent hamburger. Up until McDonald's, if I wanted to take Nita out to dinner, we had to go to a sit-down restaurant, and it was going to cost me $10. But now, with the high price of gas, I couldn't afford that anymore. I mean, I was paying 66 cents a gallon. So McDonald's presented me an option that we could go sit at a picnic table and we could eat for under $1. Yeah, that's how McDonald's saved the world. That's how McDonald's changed the world of dining. Now, what you've got to do and what I've got to do is transport our knowledge, what we learned from McDonald's, and say, okay, what's the next 15-cent hamburger? What's the problem that I'm dealing with today that irritates me, that makes my life difficult, that somebody's going to come forward as a result of innovation and make my life better? So what I want you to do is talk to your significant other and talk to your family ask them, what is it that pisses you off about life today more than anything else other than inflation and interest rates? What makes you angry? And what could somebody do to correct that? Now, am I saying it's going to be another Amazon that's going to change retail? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to replace Amazon. I don't think you're going to replace Apple. I mean, they have charts similar to this. They brought forward some innovation, but you and I really didn't understand the internet. We didn't have that knowledge base that says, what pisses me off? I don't like going to the shopping center. I would rather if somebody delivered everything to me. I did that. The Sears catalog's gone. Can't somebody bring that back? Well, that's what Amazon did, and they brought it back in a digital format. Google, what did they do? I don't have to go to the library anymore. I don't have to own a copy of Encyclopedia Britannica. I can search for anything that I want. What did Facebook bring me? I don't have to go to the grocery store and get 15 copies of this picture on the beach of me and my family so I can send it out to my friends. No, all I got to do is download it onto my computer off my phone, and I can share it with 15,000 people. They changed the world for the better. So, again, I ask you, talk to your family tonight, because tomorrow we're going to explore this further. What is the one thing that pisses you off more than anything else? And if someone could make that go away, make that irritant go away, that would make your life better, that would make the whole world's better, the next 15-cent hamburger, what would it be? If we can figure that out, we've got the next McDonald's. We've got the next opportunity to put $6,000 into a Roth IRA and let that $6,000 turn into over $1.1 million, or the equivalent of that in 1977 dollars. What is it that has to happen? What I want you to know is it's going to happen. And it's wrapped around, as you probably guessed, artificial intelligence and machine learning and quantum computing in the future. And it's going to make our life better. I told you about Elon Musk's change, that we're going to turn every car that sits in our garage into a money-making machine. That's coming. Takes a lot of regulation. It takes a lot of government to get involved in it. We know about genome sequencing and genome editing, and that's coming. But it takes a lot of government regulation, and it takes a lot of proof of concept, and it takes a lot of removing the doubt that if you put that needle in my arm, I won't explode in 5 years. That's not ready. But there's something that you and I can grab a hold of that the world hasn't found that's going to make our life extremely better. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you what it is. So what I want you to do right now is make sure you don't miss it. So I want you to click that subscribe button and then ring the bell, because the bell will alert you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. that Kerry's here to tell us what the next 15-cent hamburger is. He's going to share it with us. He's not going to keep it only for his tribe. He's going to keep the other ones for his tribe. But he's going to tell us this one tomorrow. And what I need to do, you need to do, is hit that subscribe. And then what you need to do in the next 24 hours is notify everybody that you love that Kerry is about to tell us what the next 15-cent hamburger is. And then understand, share with them, if we had bought into McDonald's in 1974 and put $6,000 into it, and now $6,000 would have been a lot of money in 1970, it'd be worth $1.11 million today. Just think if every year we had put $6,000 into McDonald's. Look at this chart. Look at it. You'd have been a billionaire because you recognized the change that fast food was going to bring, not only to you, not only the United States, but everywhere in the world. And it's about to happen again. And the stock that I'm going to tell you about is priced about what McDonald's was in 1974. under $5 a share. You can buy a buttload of it. And I can prove to you it's another opportunity. Now, I want to point something else out to you on this chart. See that? That's the pandemic. That's what I call the second chance. That's depression. That's a fabulous stock, a fabulous company that's growing straight up. But because of something that happened that was totally outside of their control, for 6 months, the bottom dropped out of it. That was the second chance. That's the other thing that you and I need to recognize as our master's degree in stock buying, presented by Best of Us Investors, Professor Kerry is going to tell you it doesn't just have to be a pandemic. That is happening right now in various sectors for no reason, because of the company and the stability of the company. The price has dropped by 50%. But that will change once we get through high interest rates, high inflation. Once we get back to the normal way of doing business, McDonald's will come back, just like it did. And so will other stocks. Right now, McDonald's, it's got a little bit of a dip here, you can see. But it's not like that. But there are companies today that are presenting a pandemic opportunity, a depression opportunity. So you have two ways, only two ways, to make exponential growth. Listen to this, Homer. You can only do it by discovering the company that is going to change the world, the way the world works for the population of the world. Not NVIDIA, you aren't going to buy a GPU. Not Supermicro, you aren't going to buy a $36,000 server. But you will buy a 15-cent hamburger. And it's going to be presented to you, again, within the next year. And today, it's selling for under $5 a share. I'll tell you what it is tomorrow. But I want you to be prepared. I want you to gather everyone you love to make sure they don't miss out on the next 15-cent hamburger. There aren't many people who figured it out. I'm a creator, okay? I connect the dots. We were all born to create. It's only a few of us who have the courage to put our creations up for judgment. Me, Taylor Swift, Picasso, Leonardo da Vinci. We are creators. We connect the dots. And we say, judge us. What do you think? Make sure you're here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. because I'm going to tell you what the next 15-cent hamburger is and where you can get on this chart. Right there. McDonald's was selling for $1.10. It opened up. $1.10 a share. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Don't miss out on this. Don't go register for Harvard. Your learning is right here, and it's on this chart. And if you'll understand it, you don't need to know much else. But you got to know where to find that 15-cent hamburger. Talk to you. You better be there because you don't want to miss out on this.